So why don't you just tell everybody what you're all about, how they can contact you, and just give them all your information you can give them.
All right, yeah. Well, I'm the founder and CEO of Self-Motivated Athletic Agency. I spoke about earlier in the introduction, partnering up with U-Hoops and DeMarcus Weeks. And we're on a mission to kind of change the game of basketball in the politic aspect of it. A lot of players, what they don't realize is that if you're not a top player coming out, that you need to be able to invest in your career. But when you invest, it's important that you go with the right people, good, genuine people that are willing to help you out. And what we're doing in about 2 weeks here is holding a combine to give players the opportunity to go to China/Malaysia. And on the trip, like I spoke earlier, it's a good opportunity. Gary Payton and Jerome Williams, 2 ex-NBA players on the trip. And also Don Sellers, NBA scout for the Charlotte Hornets, will be one of the guys with me coaching the team.
Really? Now, how old are you, John?
I'm 26 years old.
Wow, you're awfully young to become a coach. What are you trying to break the record for being the youngest coach in the NBA?
So you got Shaka Smart and other guys, and I think that the younger guys are starting to kind of pour into the industry. A big thing for me was going to the NBA Summer League, where I met a lot of people, including one of the contacts that I'm using currently to help us get back over to China. And at the NBA Summer League, I was where I met DeMarcus and this other guy, Sid Sharma. You guys will hear about him too. He's the founder of Explosive Athletes out of Arizona. Mm-hmm. And pretty much NBA GMs were slobbering when they saw his stuff over there. He keeps it on private right now. And these are some guys, I believe that we're going to be gearing towards the future. About 8 months ago, I was on Net Impact, Comcast Sports Net. They talked about the vision of, Division II and Division III players, NIIA. And I think like a lot of people don't realize, it's not like a restaurant. Guys can play basketball just because you didn't play at a top level school and you didn't have top level exposure doesn't mean that you can't play at a high level.
That's true.
And
there's always a diamond in the rough. What about the developmental league for the NBA?
Oh, perfect. That's a great subject. Actually got one guy in training camp right now, Lester Ferguson. Lester is a 6'10 player out of NIIA Robert Morris. And keyword NIIA, and, just what didn't get the exposure. A guy who's been helping me out a lot, Anthony Collins, called me up about this kid and said, told him to come down to Philadelphia where he was staying at my father's house, and I was helping him train. So right now in the middle of training camp at Sioux Falls. Got another kid, Quan Waller. He's been with me since the beginning. Went down on a trip to Mexico, one of the trips that we made, and he got a job on the trip. And, he's working really, really hard with the D-League, and this is to be brutally honest. It's
brutal?
Brutal. Yeah. It's very political. And meaning, like, they have these tryouts, but, more or less, if you don't know the right person, and you don't have a relationship with the guy or an agent that can talk to the guy for you, it's very difficult to get on. And that's what guys got to kind of understand, like doing the research. And this is one of the reasons I wanted to come on the show, so I could tell people exactly how this works. Because, secret. And I'm kind of exposing it right now. But, same with the overseas market, guys, if you're trying to get a good job, you got to be able to build your resume just like anything else. It's not necessarily how good of a basketball player you are, and guys make that mistake. And, they don't understand the process, and that's why it's hard for them to get a job.
Okay. Well, if you're a young athlete and you can get in touch with Jon Solomon, how would they get in touch with you, John?
Real simple. Cell phone number is 267-288-8514. They can also email me at selfmotivatedaa@gmail.com. My website is www.selfmotivatedathleticiagency.com. That's the whole word in one. On there, you can see us on Comcast Sportsnet. Slam, the Top Magazine Basketball, did an article on us. Don. What kind of had me start with this vision I wanted to speak about real fast was, when I played basketball, I kept getting better. But by the time it was my senior year and I felt that I was good enough, to get in the games, they kind of stereotyped me like, well, he wasn't that good back then, and I realized that, And with these players is if they have the right attitude and they're willing to work hard, then they can get where they want to go. And
hard work is the key to anything, and the attitude has to be adjusted in the right way. You also have to be able to take direction from people, coaches or agents, wherever it may be, and be willing to put that extra effort in there, and all that hard work will pay off. There are a couple guys who won championships like a Mario Ellie or a Raja Bell who come from the developmental league and just got into the NBA and made their mark with Mario Ellie, won some championships in the NBA. And guys like Raja Bell, who played for the Sixers, who's got big contracts. Isaac Austin, who actually came out of the league, played for the Sixers, went to the Utah, then played overseas, but he got a big payday out of being played in basketball. And there's a lot of guys in Division II schools that don't showcase their talent because they didn't get to the big time, or they come from a junior college or something like that. Good.
Yeah, really, really important to add to that with the Division II and NIIA. What happens with these kids they are on the radar to go Division I, but they mess up on their grades.
Oh, okay.
So
is that Prop 48?
It's kind of like a deceiving fact. Oh, he played Division II. He must not be that good, but he actually could be a much better player than the Division I guy who just happened to have his grades right and did everything right. So if you're in high school and you're listening to this, make sure that you get your grades right and you do the right things through school. So when your opportunity comes, you can get that Division I, and you don't have to go through some of the struggles that these Division II and NIIA and Division III players go through because of the fact that they didn't make the right decisions grade-wise when they were younger.
If you also want to contact John, you can contact me, Artie Clear, at www.theartieclearshow.com. You can get in touch with me, email me. I'll get in touch with John for you.